I know a lot of people are eager to start farming the new artifact sets. I certainly am on my free-to-play account for my Changyu. However, an issue lies with both initiating and completing the quest in the mountains to unlock the new domain. Today I'm going to show the whole process on my second account and demonstrate exactly what you need to do to unlock this domain. First things first, you're going to want to unlock the Statue of 7. Once you have that unlocked and you're here at the Statue of 7, what you want to do is walk over here into this little cavern, and you can see these wind currents coming out of it. And as we try to walk into the wind currents, you can see it's pushing us back and we get the quest in the mountains. So now at this point, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go back to this camp over here and talk to an adventurer called Iris. So once you're talking to Iris, you're going to ask her, do you know anything about the air current in the cavern? She goes through a bunch of dialogue. And essentially what she's going to say is you need to break 3 blue crystals at Snow-Covered Path in Tome City Outskirts and the Starglow Cavern. The first blue crystal is going to be right here at the Snow-Covered Path. You're going to want to teleport to this teleport point. And chances are a lot of you have already done this shard. The shard is for the Frost-Bearing Tree, and all you have to do to break these shards is take this Scarlet Quartz, walk over here, and hit this thing. You're going to need a total of 4 Scarlet Quartz to break a single crystal, and there are Scarlet Quartz dotted around your enemy camps and such. Once we take our last Scarlet Quartz and break the crystal, we just start this little orb. And this is the cutscene to unlocking the Frost-Bearing Tree. So we unlock the Frost-Bearing Tree, and we also complete 1 out of 3 of the shard's quests. So now the second shard, you're going to want to teleport here into Wormrest Valley at this teleport point. And once you teleport here, our target is going to be this puzzle over here. So what this fire sealy provides is not only a heat source, but it's also going to show us the order in which we solve this puzzle. So if we start this thing up here, this fire sealy is going to jump between each pillar, and you're going to want to memorize this order because this is the order you're going to want to attack them in. Now if we mimic this order here, it should be this, 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 and lastly this. And here it unlocks a precious chest. And we get our crimson agate. And now what's going to happen here is we're going to have a trial. There's going to be 2 ruin guards and 1 of those new ruin guards. And essentially what's going to happen is these little fire rings around the arena are going to unlock 1 by 1. So you want to rotate between them to make sure you don't accumulate sheer cold. Once you're done with the trial, what's going to happen is this little ice platform sinks down and it unlocks a little cavern for us to go into. This is where the second crystal is going to be. So the first thing you want to do when you enter this cavern is get the fire sealies into their place. Because as you're going to notice in the cavern, there are only 3 sources of Scarlet Quartz, not 4. And for the last one, it's going to be behind this barrier. Second fire sealy is going to be under this little ice patch here. Make sure you hit it with a fire character or pyro character in order to unlock this fire sealy. And then what we're going to do is just lure this fire sealy. Once we open the gate, as you can see, our last piece of Scarlet Quartz is going to be right here. And there's also a little ice barrier here, but I already broke it off camera. And it's just another fire sealy that you can take to the exit of this place that's not the ceiling. Anyways, let's take this Scarlet Quartz over here, break this crystal, and then we initiate the same cutscene. So that makes 2 out of 3 blue crystals that we've destroyed, and our last one is going to be here in Starglow Cavern. So you're going to want to teleport to this teleport point right here. Once we're at Starglow Cavern here, we're going to want to go down into the cavern, right over here. As you can see, Paimon knows the bluegrass grows thick here. That means we're on the track that we want to be on. collect any chests that you want that are along the way, but our main focus once we get into this huge cavern over here is we just want to go down to the very, very bottom. As you can see at the very bottom, we have the last blue crystal here, but the only catch here is there's actually a force field behind it, and we can't reach it. So, in order to break this force field, we have this time trial right here. And while that's all good and all, we're going to want to put these fire sealies, 3 pedestals, in place first, because it's going to be very helpful for when you take on the time trial. So first we follow this easy fire sealie. This one's visible. This one should give us a good heat source for when we're in the middle. If we want to get this pedestal's fire sealie, you just go over here. The path splits, but you take a right. We go up here, and as you can see, we have another fire sealie. So that was the second fire sealie. And if we want to get the fire sealie for that pedestal over there, what we want to do is run over here. And there's going to be some rocks that you can break. You just break the rocks here. And boom, we got our third fire sealie. So now that we have all 3 fire sealies in place, what we can do is initiate this time trial, which is actually pretty annoying. You can see icicles drop from the ceiling occasionally, and it's gonna bring you between each platform in order to kill all these enemies. Once we finish this time trial, as you can see, the barrier lifts and we get a precious chest for our efforts. Now all we need to do is just bring this scarlet quartz to the crystal and break them. Remember, there were 2 scarlet quartz at the 2 fire sealie locations over there and over there. Once we have the last scarlet quartz and we hit this, we start this, and then we initiate the cutscene again. So that was the last cutscene that we need to sit through, at least for this first part of the quest, because now what Paimon is going to ask is we need to go to the summit. So in order to go up the mountain, you're going to want to go back to where we first initiated the quest, near the Statue of the Seven, and go back into the cavern over here. And as you notice, there is no more wind current coming out of the cavern, meaning we can go inside. So as we walk up this road is going to be dotted with enemies. Just be sure not to get hit by ice and falling in the water. Once we defeat some enemies and collect this chest, there's going to be these little guys over here. I don't know what you call them, but these little guys over here are going to give you a wind current to go up this mountain. And you just want to follow this fire sealie. This fire sealie will lead you to the other 2. As you can see, we created a wind current. We just ride up this and keep following the fire sealie. And then now we've hit the main part of the area in terms of unlocking the domain. So keep following this fire sealie, just open its chest, and now what our quest is going to say is thaw out all the shards again. And what it means by thaw out the shards again, if we look up, we see there are platforms, each with the blue crystals on them. So what we are going to do is first unlock this teleport point, then we need to go find scarlet quartz in order to break the crystals. So in order to find our first scarlet quartz, we just want to go up this little spiral around the pillar. Make sure to utilize heat sources on the way to not die from sheer cold. And what we're going to do is we're going to go over here to where these pillars are. This is where our first scarlet quartz is going to be hidden. As you can see, we have a boss to fight before. What we can do is we can take out these little things here. There should be a torch behind one of them. This is going to be our fire source as we fight this Frostarm Lava Churl. Ring Chongyun died. We don't talk about that. Anyway, once you're done freaking killing this guy, let's just revive Chongyun real quick. Alright, once you're done killing this guy, as you can see, the force field around this fire sealy breaks, and we get some chests. And this is our first Scarlet Quartz. We're going to want this. And break this, and start following the fire sealy. The fire sealy is going to bring us up to the top, over there. And once we're at the top, he gives us a little Anemo pillar. Just ignite the Anemo pillar, and then a wind current is going to appear. This is where our second Scarlet Quartz is going to be. All the way over here. We just want to beat these enemies. Once these enemies are cleared and we get this chest, as you can see, we have our second piece of Scarlet Quartz over here. What I like to do actually is just utilize these two Scarlet Quartz here. So first we take this one and we fly down to this blue crystal over here and break it. And then we send that orb down there. And then now what we do is we fly back over here, take the second Scarlet Quartz. No need to go up there, just go down here and break the lowest crystal. I could reach that one with Venti, but for demonstrational purposes, I'm going to do the way I do it without Venti. Break this crystal, send the orb down, and now we are going to go back up, all the way back to the cliffside over there with the wind, where the wind currents took us. And we're going to use that Scarlet Quartz to break the last piece. So once we're back up here, and we utilize the Anemo pillar again, we get the Scarlet Quartz over here, and we just fly down to the middle, or the middle blue crystal over here. So we thaw this, send it down, and this pillar is going to unite its pieces again, and this should be the end of the quest. A little cutscene is going to play. As you can see, the pieces come together, and the ice below is going to melt. And we investigate the area below, and there we have it. We have the Peak of Vindagnyr, artifact domain. This is what I'm going to be farming for a while until I get good pieces for my Chongyun. I know I did not want to open that domain again. Freaking gave me the chests. You get some precious chests, an exquisite chest, and a luxurious chest for completing the quest. And make sure you light up the torches here for a fire source. And we get 200,000 Mora for our efforts. And there we have it. The new domain, Peak of Vindagnyr, is finally unlocked. Hopefully this video was in-depth enough for you to finish the questline, and if you thought this step-by-step process was helpful, I would appreciate it if you supported both the video and the channel. If you want to see more Dragonspine content, let me know in the comment box below, and other than that, I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.